What's going on, Blues? Welcome back to Life as an Evertonian. Blues, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that bell to turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Obviously, Blues officially announced late last night that Merlin Rohl has signed for Everton. He has signed on loan initially with an obligation to buy. I'm coming on here this evening, Blues, because I've got a really good feeling about this lad. Um, he is the type of player that David Moyes is going to love. Um, he loves players who are versatile, who ticks a lot of boxes to his game. Obviously, Merlin Rohl has said that he's a box-to-box midfielder. Predominantly can play as a six, can play as an eight, plays a 10. He's even played in fullback positions. Not only that, Blues, he's played as a false nine. Now, listen, I, for one, were very disappointed that Everton didn't bring in another striker. We're all a little bit gutted that we didn't bring in a right back. This window has been fantastic. It's not been perfect. For example, if Beto is suspended and Barry is injured, I can come on here tonight and guarantee you Merlin Roll will play as a false nine. Is that one of the reasons why Moyes has got in for Merlin Roll? Because he can do that. Is it another reason why Everton were first initially going in for Souček? Because he could do that. Obviously, we didn't get him, and we've gone for Merlin Roll. I know we've been interested in Merlin Roll for some time. But I've just got this feeling that that is the thinking behind David Moyes, that this lad is so versatile. And I think we're going to love him for it. I really, really do. Soon as Idrissa goes to the AFCON Cup, I feel like he's going to come in and he's going to slot in. He's got goals in him. He looks strong. He's a serious runner, dribbler with the ball. Moyes loved Phil Neville. He did. And I love Phil Neville. Seriously, I really, really did. Listening to this lad's interview yesterday, 23 years of age, he came across like a mature man. I see a 22, 23-year-old as a lad. Do you know what I mean? I do. I think back to me at 22, 23, I see myself as a lad. You are a young man, but this lad, he sounded like a young, mature man. You can tell he's been brought up properly. Very good education, very humbled as a person. I think we're going to take to him, Blues. I think he's going to play a big part. I really, really do. So I wanted to come on here with my thought process behind my signing this lad. The role that he's going to play for Everton. I think we're going to see him in multiple positions. That's why Moyes loves Jimmy Gardner, and he loves that type of player. I mentioned Souček. I would have been an advocate. I would have been happy if Everton would have brought in Souček. Souček came in the other night and played for West Ham in a deeper role. They went to Forest and got the job done. He hadn't been playing much before that. So Moyes again loves this type of player. And honestly, I can come on here tonight and be confident if that happened, if that scenario, that situation happened where we didn't have Barry for whatever reason, Beto was suspended, that lad would play as a false nine. So it has been disappointing, the fact that Schmidt's gone out, but Moyes didn't fancy him. Obviously, he's not fancied him. He's not had a real chance, but he's had little snippets here and there. He's come on with little cameos, but he's never really showed much. He did in pre-season. And I wish him the best of luck at Glasgow Rangers. I've had some Rangers fans messaging us, what type of player they get him. Is he good? We can't really comment because he's never bagged. He's never showed any sort of consistency. He's not been able to. So I think that is the reason why, not so much Everton have not brought in a striker, but that has been the thinking behind David Moyes bringing in Merlin Roll. I think because he can play multiple positions. And when I go back to where, you know, Everton bringing in a striker, where we're currently at, who were we going to bring in? You know, what funds are available? What capital is available for Everton to bring in a striker? What ilk of striker could Everton bring in? I I mentioned Jamie Vardy because you're on a free transfer. Where we're at, somebody who's going to be happy being that third choice striker and also hoping to get game time here and there. We have to keep faith in Barry. I think we've got a player there. I think we can play to Barry and Beto's strengths because of the ilk and type of players that we've got now in Jack Grealish and Njai and Kieran Dewsbury Hall. We're no longer going to be a side that plays it in midfield, knocks it back to our centre half. Listen, we're always going to see Michael Keane and Tarky at diags. We are. Gets you up the pitch. We know that wide players as such as Njai and, the Dibbler, when he starts playing, they've got a good touch and they can, you know, drag us further up the pitch. But we're no longer going to see that route one ball consistently trying to hit Beto, where we've seen that he's not great at doing that. He likes running beyond, he likes getting in behind, he likes running the channels. So I think those players are going to help those strikers. So I've got a really good feeling about this signing in Merlin Row. I really do. I don't think it'll be long before he's a fully fledged German international. I think he's going to come into his own. I think he's cut out for the Premier League. The stuff that I've seen on YouTube, I ain't seen him playing a full 90-minute game, but he's got the stature and he's got the presence, and he looks like he can play multiple positions, and that's only going to help aid Everton and himself in his career. Managers love it. They really, really do. If he can play as a 10, if he can play as an 8, play box to box, do a job at left back, play as a false 9, if we've got no one, we're going to love him. So, obviously, the right back position, it didn't happen. Patterson's not left. Coleman's there. Jake O'Brien is the first choice right back, let's be honest. But we know Jimmy Garner can do a job at right and left back. So it ain't all bad blues. This squad has significantly improved. It really, really has. So obviously I did a video last night closing out the window for Everton. The transfer window shut. I missed out Adam Azanu. Apologies. That lad has played tonight. He's played 80 minutes for the under-21s. So that's good for him. He needs that game time. He needs that experience playing in this country, albeit I know it's not a top level, but it's getting game time under his belt. Blues, so let me know your thoughts. A really good transfer window. Within regards to my channel, I've mentioned recently that I've got some new things coming. The first video series of it is going to be coming this week. I'm going to introduce it from myself, and then I'm going to announce in that video what's going to be happening. We've got some interviews that are taking place as well, probably next week. So, Blues, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that bell to turn on post notifications. We're growing. I appreciate the support. By all means, keep those thumbs coming, your comments. I'm going to get in touch with every single one of you in this week now. Obviously, the transfer window's been chaotic, been hectic, producing the content. I'm a one-man band. It's only me doing this. There isn't a team at all behind me. It's just me. I'm doing everything, like the editing and the job lot. There's just me. Sometimes it feels like I'm talking for myself, but I know that I'm speaking to masses of Evertonians, and I really appreciate the support. Come on, you blue boys, up the toffees, and I'll see you in the next one.